Now, in the 7th century, it says this: the rise of Domitian, the rise in Domitian of Islam amongst largely pagan Arabs result it says it results in the almost complete removal of conversion of the ancient Jewish communities in the Arabian Peninsula. Now, our brothers who went into the Arabian Peninsula, which is right there in the Yemen area, the majority of them started converting to Islam, is what this thing is saying. So our brothers, out of fear and out of ignorance, either converted to Islam or was killed. You know what I mean? Y'all watched the video, the documentary that I did, that I put up, and that documentary basically informed you, and it let you know that Muhammad was so, not Muhammad, but the Islams were so they were so ruthless that they caused the black Jewish converts, the people who the black people, to convert to Judaism. You know what I mean? But the thing is here, this is what I want to get through here, is that, let me see what I found out was that, you know, our brothers, they dwelled in the actual they dwelt in the northern eastern Yemen type of northern eastern African Yemen area. You know what I mean? They dwelt amongst these areas. And now I had to actually realize the ability to find the truth behind our brothers making it to the western part of Africa. And I was trying to figure that out, and I couldn't actually find the proof until yes, I actually found the proof. I couldn't find the proof that there was a massive migration of Jews, or black people, if you will, to the western part of Africa. But I didn't find the truth but until I researched the history of Ghana. Ghana is in that western Golden Coastern area, that Nigeria area. You know, Ghana is right next to Nigeria. So the thing is, right in that area, y'all, that's through Ghanaian history, I did the history. That place was inhabited with individuals 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. You know what I mean? So before all of the war and everything happened, there was already people, or Hamites, if you will, living in that area. Now, if it is fact that those people inhabited that area, you know, they kind of kept some record of the people there, or whatever have you. Now, I sit up here and I research that thing, you know, and I came upon a startling, revealing truth about these people. This is what they say. Archaeological work also suggests that central Ghana, north of the forest zone, was inhabited as early as 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. I'm gonna put the sources as to where I found this. This is all, you know, this is Wikipedia type stuff, but Wikipedia got sources. Y'all can do y'all research from that, you know. But I actually researched it and found out that this is in line. This is telling the truth. Oral history. The next sentence says this: oral history and other sources suggest that the ancestors of some of the Ghazian residents entered the area at least as early as the 10th century A.D. And that migration from the northern and eastern continued thereafter. So this thing said in the 10th century, which was right around the time we fled into North Africa, North Africa, East Africa, the Arabian Peninsula area, which was right around that time. This thing said in the 10th century AD, we sat there and we started migrating a little further western. right? We had to get out of the Arabian realms, the Islamic Arabian realm. Why? Because we kept getting caught with this Arabian slave trade or whatever have you. Because between the 18th century and the 19th century, it started increasing in black slaves, but that's way after they did the Western migration. I'm about to show you why it started increasing or whatever have you. But during the 16th let me see, the 16th century or whatever have you, you know, they actually started getting from the Golden Coast. That's where they started getting us, y'all. That's in that western area, right before the Atlantic slave trade. That's where they started getting us. That's where they started taking us in, y'all. So now we have the connection and we have the years, and actually when that happened. This thing say the 10th century AD, northern and eastern immigrants migrated there. You know what I mean? So we have the connection from Western Africa to Northern and Eastern Africa, and the Lambda have the connection from having gone from northern from Israel all the way down to the Arabian Peninsula where Yemen is, all the way down to South Africa. You know what I mean? The Lambda tribe there. So the thing is, we have got the history, the connection, the timeline that says yes, these people do connect. Not only that, but the prophecies that match up so well. We have got these prophecies down, y'all. We have got this timeline, the history down. We know our history now. You know, I'm telling you, 7 AD. Let me run through it again. 7 AD. Boom. They start killing us so massively that Flavius Josephus records that their killing was so great that the rivers in that area were filled with blood and corpses. You know what I mean? And not only that, but he said that their destruction was so great upon us, such as never been seen by man nor even God. Now when he said God, such as never been done by God, you know what I mean? I think to myself, okay, well then what about the great flood? No, he says that God has never done such destruction as what they did to us, y'all. You know what I mean? God has never done that amount of destruction. But these people toppled over. They beat God. You know, they had to destroy us because we were great in numbers like the sands of the sea. And they got so tired that they took some of us into slavery. You know what I mean? So the thing is, we were beyond, we were in the millions. We were good at it as a people. You know what I mean? So in order to flee, we fled into the North African Eastern area, into that Arabian Peninsula area. You know what I mean? And some of us even fled to Europe and Asia, who dealt with different intolerable laws that was put on them by the kings. You know what I mean? So we fled in all directions. Not really fled. We only fled to the eastern, southern, and western directions. We were taken captive in the northern direction. You know what I mean? So we went in every direction. You know, some by will and some not. Well, none of it was by our own will. You know, but the thing is, their destruction was great upon us. That's why we have to recompense that land. You know what I mean? That land has to drip in their blood now. You know what I mean? Because our blood drenched that land. And when Christ come back, his gown is going to be drenched in blood. You know what I mean? But we have these great wars. The wars of 70 AD. The wars of 115 to 117 AD. That was the second Jewish-Roman war. Another war from 132 to 136 AD. That was the Bakokaba revolt. You know what I mean? The wars from 351 to 352 AD. The war against Gallus. In the very last war, when after that war we were exiled from 610 to 625 AD and exiled in 628 AD. The last war was the revolt against Heraclius. You know what I mean? Now, we won none of those wars, y'all, because God turned his back on us. But it wasn't until after 740 AD with this Khazarian convert did we come to our timeline mentioning some sort of winning of a war. You know what I mean?